Good evening and welcome everybody to another edition of the Music and Mixing Show. I'm your host DJ Michael Joseph, and tonight we are again focusing on virtual DJ. I know I haven't been doing a lot of music and mixing shows recently that didn't have to do with virtual DJ. I just have a lot on my plate right now, and I'm trying to maximize my efforts towards everything. So we're gonna do it again about virtual DJ. I always get a lot of questions on this and stuff, and it seems to be very popular. We had over 1,000 view last week's show on demand afterwards. So I do have a couple things that I want to talk about that Virtual put out. But first, I'm going to welcome people into the chat. If you've never seen the show before, I always take a couple minutes at the top of the hour and welcome people in and see where people are viewing from around the country, around the world, because we do get some international viewers. So say hello to Robin. What's going on? Who else is in here? Mike, John, what's going on? And John Jazz. We have two Johns. Samuel, thank you for joining in. Howie, how in the world are you? Scrolling down through, and that's it for so far. We are on about 12 different places tonight. I think we're supposed to be on 12, but I actually think we're only on 8. DJ Pacho from Bulgaria. See, we got the international people there. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate that. We got, like I said, I got some stuff I want to, some updates that Virtual did I thought are kind of cool, and then we're going to go into your questions. I wanted to kind of leave this as open as I can for your questions tonight, because there's just a lot of good questions you guys have. Again, thank you all for tuning in. I can always wait a couple minutes, about another minute I'll wait, and then I'll jump into this, and then we can take questions from around the way. See, everybody else is still here. We got a lot. We were here last month. We did the Rain 1 and Virtual DJ mapping. Hello, James. What's going on? Hello, Todd is Steep. What's going on? And again, tonight I do have the Rain set up, and so we can do questions about that again if you want to cover that again. Ben from Houston. What's going on, Ben? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that. Trying to find everything here. I think that's there. There we go. Now everything's working the way it should. Let's see, who else do we have? We're about ready to start. Okay, so I'm going to start top of the hour with a couple things that Virtual's added recently, and I think they're pretty cool. It just goes to show how far technology is coming with all of this stuff when I show this to you. So let me see if I can get in here, zoomed, and now I want to, as they say, scooch over here. So okay, here we have the online library of places that you can stream music from, and I use them often, and I like them. One of the ones I subscribe to is iDJ Poll, and the other one is Deezer. Just a real quick, the difference between them is this one here, you can offline as many songs as you like, and they are all separated by stuff that DJs would look at, like, you know, a clean edit, dirty edit, short edit, long edit, etc. And the Deezer one is just like Spotify, so it's only going to be album edits on there. But they added a new thing recently with the iDJ Pool, both in the video, VDJ Pro, and the iDJ Pool audio, is that now they have charts in there. So you can look on there, and these are always updated for anything you want to have, like latest releases, dance mixes, hip-hop stuff, Latin, country, old school classics. And that's, the old school classics is both hip-hop and EDM, mashups and remixes, which is some decent stuff here I was playing around with today, rock, pop, and AC. And if I'm correct on all these, and holiday has 4th of July, Christmas, Halloween, New Year's, other holidays. And other opens it up into Christian, gospel, jazz, samples and scratches, beats and loops, but they have some nice beats and loops in there. Weddings, birthdays, and anniversaries, which that's a really small list. But if I am correct on this, if you do latest releases, and then I think it's already sorted by the release on the chart sort of thing, like for the dance charts and the hip hop. I think they're already there. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. because they do not have a readjust. If you would go to here on the top of this, you would see a redo list, and that would put it back in the original order that it was made. But like I said, I thought this is kind of cool that you can go in there and grab some stuff. And like I said, it's updated constantly and different things in there. Of course, you know me, I'm going to be checking out the country one all day long. Ha! Anyways, but yeah, there's a lot of good stuff there. And also, like I said, Deezer's there, and Deezer also has a chart area. So if you go in and subscribe to the Deezer chart thing, you can see some stuff with the Deezer charts. This was also added. So I'm guessing this means most played on Deezer. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what this is most songs played on Deezer. So both Deezer and iDJ Pool got some sort of charts that you can go off of. And if you've never used any of these, I'm going to go down here so that I can do this. I'm going to grab here and grab some loops. If I can grab a loop here. What do I want here? Where is the scratch? I just lost it. Sample scratches and beats and loops. And these, like I said, these are all online. So if I grab these and do this beat here, that quick, it's loading. I'm not showing you the whole screen here. So, all right, we'll do that again. I'm going to clear that off of there. Boop. Grab another one. Let me grab a loop here. Beats, and you'll see how fast it loads, and that's offline, online. And those are all usable. So that was one of the things that I wanted to talk about today. I thought it was kind of cool that they did that. They also have added a thing. Those of you who don't know, we're going to move me here. All the way down here, let me close all that out. You're going to see a folder called Cdj Export. And what this allows you to do is drag songs from any of your folders, your playlists, anything, into an external thumb drive, and it will format that thumb drive with those songs so that you can play it in CDJs that take a thumb drive or Denon units that take a thumb drive. And one of the things that they added recently is that it will copy over the cue points as memory points, because CDJs use a thing called memory points and cue points, but it transfers over to memory points, which is done by time. So if you have a cue point that is 20.2 seconds into the song, it will then put a memory of your first one right there, so that when you go ahead and put that thumb drive in a CDJ and search for your songs, you're going to have your cue points in there. And those were 3 things they added recently that I thought were kind of cool. All right, so like I said, I wanted to leave this open for questions to kind of let you guys ask a lot of questions, because I bounced through the stuff last week pretty quickly with my MIDI mapping of the Rain 1, which I'm still playing around with, no joke. And for those of you who don't understand, I didn't have to map anything. There was nothing wrong with it. I just changed it for me. So don't go there, like, oh, you spent all this time, it's broke. No, it's not broke. I'm doing it for me. So that was there. So again, I want to kind of open the questions up, whether it was questions about this stuff last week or you have other stuff that you want to ask about. We can talk about the streaming stuff, because that's something that seems to be really popular. For some reason, my camera is glitching tonight, so I apologize when it does that. It throws me out of focus. There, I'm back in focus now. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but it's kind of blurping every once in a while. I'm pretty much thinking I'm going to retire this camera. Not terribly happy with it, but that's it. So, any other questions? I want to hit some questions. Otherwise, this is a really short show. I just thought you guys would have a lot of questions. Prior postings of the video from last week and other ones, people followed up with a lot of questions, and I was kind of curious if you guys wanted to do that. Watching the chat here, I'm not sure what's going on there. I do want to cover a little bit of this from last week, that I said that I've changed up some of the stuff that I use, because for the longest time I used specific the Denyo's, this one here, this skin. And recently I've been realizing that I don't use the platters that are on the digital side of things. So I've been switching up and using the default, but I've been using it in two different ways. One with that, and then I have a shortcut that is Control Q, and then dropping those off of there. And I've been running that way recently on stuff. And if I'm doing videos, I'll do the video and pop the video down below. And this has really been working out well for me. Because like I said, I noticed that I do a lot of watching the waveform as opposed to watching that circle or even watching the platters on the 12. So, any questions about any of that stuff here? Mikey Mike said, MJ, I had to use the online services this weekend for Roaring 20s party, and they had 98% of the music. That's the weird thing. It's good that they have that. But in my folders, I have stuff marked by decades, too. It's part of the genre marking. So if I want to look at 80s, all I have to type in is 80S. And I do have stuff from the 30s, 30S. And now I'm putting stuff in for the 20s, 20S. So in 8 years, I'm going to have to figure out a way to label 1930 stuff and 2030 stuff. So it's going to kind of interesting there with all of that, how I'm going to do that. So it's funny that, if you've been doing this a long time, a lot changes. And that's one of the things that, with time, you're going to have a lot of music. Like I've been using Virtual DJ for over 10 years. And if you look in my playlist, the history, I have over 10 years of what I played. I can go back 10 years and look at what I played. And I think that's kind of, again, with the technology, it's crazy. Todd Steve says, can you show the script on how you combine echo and flanger? I might be able to, because now with the rain, I don't have to have it that way, because each one of these is an echo. Sorry. That's echo, flanger. All those are different effects. But if I want to combine two of them, I just hold down the two buttons. And that's flanger and the other one together. So I'm going to have to go in and look a little bit for you there. Give me a second here to see if I can bring that up. We're going to do left screen. I'll try to have that for you. So we're going to go into here, and we're going to look under mapping. And I'm going to show all controllers. Let me zoom into that, so you can kind of see what I'm doing there. So in the mapping section, I picked show all controllers, and then that gives me all of them. And I will be going back into, by alphabetical, to see if my mapping for the Denon 7000 is still in here, and that's where the double would be. So if I'm correct, it is, yeah. So I don't know if you can see that or not. I don't think I can zoom in any further. I'm going to try here. There. So that is the MIDI mapping code to have a single button trigger two effects in Virtual. Pretty simple. Like I said, I used it before a lot on the 7000, but with the way the rain is a little different now, and the buttons, I can just pick two at a time. So hope you have that written down. I hope that is what you need there. I'm going to zoom this back out just a bit so that we can see the whole menu. Come on. There we go. And back to not the intro, me. So I hope that helped. Putting my mapping back over here, which that would be under, because I've had so many things connected to my Virtual that there is an unbelievable amount of mapping I have in there right now. So I hope that helped, Todd. Moving on down the questions. Are there a lot of beats to choose from on that sample thing? Yeah, I think there's a pretty decent amount. This is the section of the beats, both beats and scratches. And the scratches aren't scratches, they're pre-made scratches. So I'll let you hear them.
Check this out.
Oh, so that one is a sample.
Check this out.
The ones I was getting earlier are pre-scratches, so we'll play around with a little bit of that there and see what's there. That's funny right there. I'm doing that with the effect. So there's there, and like I said, a lot of these are beats, and we're going to try to grab a beat here. This is an old school Greg Nice.
Put your drinks in the air, it's going down over here.
That's the acapella stuff. So there's acapella stuff in here too. I didn't realize that. So that's kind of cool that there's a lot of stuff there.
Say we came to party.
Grab some more. This is, I think, some of those odd scratches. Yeah, so they're pre-made scratches. But again, I think it's kind of neat that it's gotten to this technology that we have all this. So I hope that answered your questions about how many they have there. Back to camera A, and moving on down. Flanger. I'm not understanding your question there, Mike. It says, will they make platters with for a computer skin? Please reword that question. I can do that there. Poncho, I'm not very happy with the time stretch algorithm. Them even advanced settings. Can I do something to have better time stretch algorithm? How far do you want to stretch it? Because I'm going to tell you, 99% of the time, first off, I wouldn't go more than 12% ever. You can, but you don't have to. But there are other ways. Oops, sorry, wrong one. Want to go here, and then we're going to go up into, sorry. And we're going to open this up, and then we're going to go into here into options, and we're going to search for pitch. And under pitch, we're going to look for there is one here that adjusts the quality, pitch quality right there. So you're going to search for pitch quality, and basically it helps with that. So maybe that's not set right on yours. Some of it has to do also with how you have certain latencies with virtual. There are also settings within the pitch, which again, I'm going to have to go here to, oops, sorry. And there are master pitch, if I can find it here. I never remember where it's at on this skin. See, there's your pitch range, and like I said, I never go beyond 12. 90% of the time, it is 8. But that's the biggest one, is the pitch. And there's another setting, I can't think of what it's called. It's not pitch, it's something else that adjusts that. I hope that helps, because like I said, I've been using virtual for 10 years, and I used pitch up and down every song practically all night long, and I don't have a problem with it. So there could be an issue in your computer with how it processes the sound. One of the things that you can also look at is oops, if I can highlight that there. Math Engine and Math Engine Priority are two settings that go with the CPU or the software on how it processes things, and sometimes these settings can help stuff sound better also. I know there is a setting for scratch scratch quality. So you have the pitch quality down here at the bottom and the scratch quality. Those can be set, and those can be off, a little bit different there. Jog sensitivity for scratch is how the latency hardness is on that. But there's a lot of little things in there you can play with. I would advise you, because I don't I've not had this issue or even close, that you maybe go to the Virtual DJ forums and drop the question there, because somebody else could have the same issue with the same computer you have and might be able to help with that. That's about the best I can help you out with that. There's just some minor settings, and that's about it. So, good question, though. Appreciate that. Can you show how to set the button to keep the pitch the same? I'm trying to read this question here. Oh, you rewrote it there. I can see that now. Can you show how to keep the pitch the same when you go up and down on the BPMs? That's pitch lock. See, there's pitch match, pitch adjust, and pitch lock. All right. So let me go to left screen here. And on the stock one, it's this little tiny cog right here. Brings up this stuff here, and I will zoom in so you can see that. So right here. And we're going to get pitch behavior. No, we want auto pitch lock. These are the ones you want to look at. Auto pitch match. Auto BPM match. That means that it is automatically matching as soon as you load the song. I don't want that. Automatic key match also does where it will match the key of the other song without changing the BPM. And then once you stop playing the other song, it will then correct the key that changed back to normal automatically. Auto sync on play, which is simply that. Auto pitch lock. Pitch range is your thing. Behaviors. And what you may want to make sure is shut off is turned on is your key lock. Okay, so we're going to go back over here. Because I have no idea where the key lock is on the hardware, because I never use it on the hardware. So we're going to go, here we go. So key lock is here on mine. So if we're playing a song, let me hear the change there. If I go shift, stays in key. Okay. I'm going to do it on the other deck because you can't see that when what I'm doing there too well. Sorry. Stretched out, slower, faster, not changing the key. So if I shift, that's on. Turn it off. Lower key, upper key. So you want to make sure that the key lock is on. Key stays the same, BPM changes. But back in the day, when you wanted to automatically change the key, but not the BPM, you would put it on here. All right. So my key lock is off. I'm going to pitch it up. Slow it, so it brought it down a key. Key lock that. And now it keeps it at that locked key. Bring that back to here. Let's get to the song. So on most controllers, it is marked key lock. So that's all you got to make sure that that's on. And the other side, my key lock is on the other side. And what that does is it's going to lock it at whatever you load it at. So if the thing's set at a certain key, you're going to do that. I will try right now, real quick, to find the key lock. I know how to find it this way. So if we go to the menu and go to key lock, and we want to look for, or is it pitch lock? It's marked under. There it is. Auto pitch lock, no. That means that it's going to automatically change that. So you want to look for these settings under pitch. The automation stuff, make sure it's turned off. Master tempo, I do run master tempo. Someone who is having problems with the, you said you're having problems with the algorithm when you're time stretching it. Check with your master tempo and see maybe if some changing of that can help a little bit there too. Auto pitch range is the one I told you where it does it automatically. Pitch range speeds, that is how fast it resets itself, because you can automate it to reset itself too. But that's basically what you want to do there, is make sure that that pitch lock down on the decks is marked. So, and I swear the other one was key. And I do all my resets also. I have stuff that automatically resets when I load a new song. That's pretty much it. I hope that kind of helped out there. I know that was a bit vague, and I'm hitting too many cameras here. But I do it from the hardware because I've done it for so many years from the hardware. I probably could find that if I had to in there. It might be easier to find on the other skin because I spent so much time on that other skin. See if I can find it here. Because it was under... Yeah, you just have to have the auto pitch lock turned off, and then it will keep it where it's at. That's what it is. So, all right, moving on down. What standalone controller offers virtual to eliminate the laptop? There's one that does, and it's going to take me a minute to find it here. Wait, it's not a standalone. I think it has it on the screen. I got to play around with it at the expo a couple years ago. Reloop Touch 7. If I can find a good picture of it here. Give me a second here. I have it. And images and pictures. There it is. So this is open image in new tab. So there we go. Sorry. So this is what it's like. It's not a standalone, but it lets you see everything on its screen that is in virtual. So you can close your laptop if you want, but it mimics the virtual screen on the other screens, and that's it. But the rest of them, nothing else does right now. Pioneer's got the record box that it's doing with the CDJs. Denon is using the engine software, and I'm guessing if they did anything else, because this past year they put engine software on its own company, so it's not Denon engine software. The company is now engine software. So when they did that, that meant to me that because all the other brands that are under the InMusic brand, which is Newmark, Rain, Virtual, Akai, not Virtual, Denon, Akai, a bunch of those. So if they end up implementing some sort of standalone, I hate to say what I'm about to say, but if one of the other brands implements a standalone controller, it's going to be running with the engine software. And I'm not a fan of it. It's not horrible, but I'm not a fan of it. So that's one of the things that I'm just warning you ahead of time, that if you kind of want to go that direction and you want to stick with some of the brands that are under the InMusic brand, like I said, Newmark, Rain, Denon, you're going to have to deal with the engine software. And that's kind of all there is to it. Virtual's out on its own, because it's kind of an independent thing that rides on its own, and that's why I like it, because you can pretty much make it. It works on everything. So hope that helped. Moving on down there, the skin for Virtual DJ. The skin, the platters are dark. Will Virtual DJ ever make them white like Serato? There's a setting in the stock that does that in white. Yeah. Let me go here, and we're going to go back to default, and then we go up to here, and we're going to go Jog Display. Which setting is it? There's one here that does it in white. I can't remember which it is, but you can do that. Is it the default? No. thought it was in the jog wheel display, but I can't remember. If not, somebody else out there has to have one that's identical with the white. I apologize. I thought that was in there. Unless it's under performance, because each one of those has kind of its own settings. So performance has a full bunch of settings there. So there's the full on the performance. I know there is. I know it can do it. I just can't remember what it is on that. So I apologize. I'm going to have to look that up. Maybe if we have some extra time tonight, I can look that up for you. Now you got me super darn curious here. I'm not sure if that's the right thing there. Jog wheel, that's what I want to do. I know you're bored. Jog wheel color change. See, I'm going straight to the virtual DJ thing there. That's what, like I said, a lot of times, I'm not sure what he did there. I have to use the define color, text dark, and change the name of the defined copy so that the new one, so above. So you're going into one of the settings on that and changing it, and it would be, it's part of the coding on that. And I don't remember where that is. That's a little bit more than just clicking something there. But I'm sure it's there. Apologize for that. I know you guys are bored with that, but it just my brain kind of goes off on that. So we're looking on down here. Steve Slick, hello. eDubs said it's been before the last update. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, you can do the color scheme of white, but that changes everything to white as opposed to just the jog wheels like Serato. Yeah, daylight mode isn't the thing they were talking about. So if I go over to here and I go to color scheme and then daylight mode, it does everything white. That's for when you're out in the sun and your computer can't get bright enough. And those of you who are watching this on a big screen just got blinded by the white there. Apologize about that. But yeah, like I said, I'll have to figure that out because I've seen people run them. I'm not sure there for what, but yeah. So keep your questions coming. We still got a little bit of time. There's some good questions tonight, and I apologize that I don't have all the answers. I swore there was a way to change that, but I think it probably was always changed because I always used other skins. So me back to using this skin is something that's very new. There goes my focus. So any other questions there? Again, if you don't know about the different skins that there's skins that aren't even on the Virtual DJ website. But you can go in under this and then all the way down here where it says extensions and skins and main. And then this gives you a bunch of different skins you can choose from. And I have a lot in mine. You can sort by what you have installed. And then you can see like that one there needs an update. And it's a good way to show you how quick these things update. So this one, somebody has updated it since I've downloaded it. And I just hit the update button. And right there, it's been updated. So there's the controller HD. They also do have screen skins for the Denon SC5000 and the 6000, and that's what that does. That loads a kind of takes the engine skin that's on the 6000 and the Denon, the SC5000, SC6000, and gives it a look of Virtual DJ. The same with the Prime. If you have the Prime 4 and the Prime 2, there's screens for that overlay that. But there's just an endless amount of different skins that you can do. And let's take a quick look through some of the ones that I have. Like I said, this was the Controller HD. This is the one I use a lot. And maybe it was this one that had the white centers in that. Skin, jog color. There, that's why I knew that there was one, because I'm like, I know I've used that. Yeah, so all that is one of the settings here for this skin that gives you change the jog color. So that's where all that came from. So let's take a look here. This is the Black Sheep Pro. Like I said, there's just a lot of stuff you can do with these and make them look like how you want them to look. Here's minimal, some older stuff there. Want it look like the Pioneer Nexus. If you want it to look like the Pioneer Nexus, you can. I do have a Serato one in here, so here's the Serato one, and then there's also the record box. So I have all those for that. This is the Fruit, which this one's pretty heavy because it's got a lot of colorization to it. You can change a lot of these colors around and stuff like that, and you can go all the way back and see what Virtual DJ 5 looked like and see how far we've come from that. So I hope that was a nice little trip around my thing there. Going back to questions here. Yeah, thank you, Mike, about the other one. That was the one that I wasn't sure. Oops, there we go. I'm changing up the colors over here because I like mine to be on the blue and red and blue. So any other questions? Throw some questions at me. I'm watching here. There we go. There's my color back to blue in that. And that was a Pittsburgh statement, so sorry. Looking for here questions. Anything left on? We got quite a few people watching tonight. Thank you for tuning in. I apologize. I'm a little scatterbrained. I've been doing a lot of work recently on websites and marketing for the upcoming book release, and I'm kind of all over the place with stuff right now. Plus some other things I've been working on. Those of you don't know follow me that I'm customizing the Rain 1, so I'm in the middle of that. I've got stuff back here from. I can share that while we're here. The covers for the platters from Style Flip came in. I'm missing all the rest of the stuff, so I'm going to do the camera thing this way. So we're going to do the deck cam. So yeah, these are decals that are going to be stuck on the platters because I have white platters and black platters coming, and then these go on there, and the little center section goes in here, so that's all customized. And I got a set of white and a set of black. So I'm going to have both of those. Yeah, there's the black and the white. So that's coming up with the customization on it. I have a skin coming for the whole thing. That's still coming. I just got in some extra of these right here, the quick releases. These are really hard to find. I mean, really hard to find. And I should have bought 2 pair, but I just bought 1 pair. Those came in recently. And all of these little updates I'm going to be doing, and I will end up doing a video on that by the end. But like I said, I have whole bunches of stuff. I got a couple here that I borrowed off a friend of mine because I wanted to try. He had the metallic. So go back here and show this here. So he ended up doing the metallic, and there you can see, hi, a little overhead camera there. But this is the same for this. You know, they just go down on the thing there. I wanted to try them. They're a little different. They're dimple grip. Not a fan of it. But like I said, I'm waiting for the other stuff. Some of the stuff is supposed to arrive on Friday. Don't know if I'll have it all together by the time I DJ Friday night at the casino. So taking a look here. DJ Saison, I hope I said that right, says, has anyone ever encountered an audio stuttering issue after playing stems for a long amount of time? It might be a computer issue. I do have occasions when I'm doing video and stems that I'll be playing a song, and then I will start the next song, and I'll get the stutter there. But I didn't there. That's in there. But I have had that issue. That's just a resource thing. stems take, you can understand, when you drag and drop a song, you are scanning it 3 different times. It's scanning it once for general waveform. It's scanning it again for its tones, high, lows, and mids, and then a third time to do the waves. So there is a lot of processing power going on every single time you drag and drop a song. And then if you throw video on there, like I said, when I'm doing video, it taxes stuff out. It really does. So the only thing you can do with that is, like I said, go into that section like I showed earlier, search for math, and you're going to see the algorithm, whether it's going to run better from hardware or software. Try both. You might change some other resources. If you are doing video, take it down from like 60 frames a second down to 30 or 24 frames a second. A lot of little twists there to make that run better. But like I said, as this thing is doing so stinking much, it really starts to build, especially with the stems, depending on if you do an auto scan of the stems or a pre-scan of the stems. I let mine scan as I load the song, and then when I dump the song, it doesn't save them, because if I do a pre-scan of it, it saves 4 files because it splits out the vocal, the hi-hat, the kick, and the melody. So however big the song is, you're going to have 4 more files the exact same size as that kept in there as MP3s or waves. I'm not sure which it saves it as. So that's going to take up a lot more room. So I do mine to where it scans it while the song is loaded, and as soon as I change the song, those are let go and the next one's picked up. So there's a lot there that can be done on that. Moving down here, it's the Denyo Controller HD by Denyo, and there's the 2020 that's out right now. So, I'm dumping this off the deck, bringing back that and that. Okay, so moving on down. Hello from Toronto. What's going on? Nighthawk, I like that, DJ Nighthawk. If you get a chance, click the thumbs up. Again, I'm trying to figure out what to do with this show, to be honest with you. There's a lot going on in my life right now, and I'm just trying to get a good balance on everything. I don't know what to say. I used to do the show every single week. Now I'm doing it like once a month. Plus, I do the Monday night show with those guys, and there goes my there's my focus again. I don't know why that keeps doing that. But I'm trying to figure out what's going on with some of this stuff. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, like I said, drop me a note. Let me know if you want to see more of this. Like I said, we have a lot of people watching tonight. I'm really happy to see that many people tuned in live. Like I said, last show, it was kind of specific because I was talking about the MIDI mapping of the Rain 1 and how I do it with virtual. And like I said, that one's gotten over 1,000 views on an hour-long show that is specific about DJing, but also subculturally specific about one software and one piece of hardware. To get that many views is pretty special. So I do thank everybody for watching that and tuning in. Again, as this year 2022 comes around and different things, I'm not going to be in Vegas next week for the Mobile Beat. I'm still calling it Mobile Beat. Mobile Entertainment Expo. Sorry about that, guys. I won't be there for that. So there are going to be some people there doing everything you can imagine in the DJ world there, because they're covering both the DJ side and the photo booth side. It's going to be primarily photo booth, but there's a lot. I went last year. I got the DJ there, both if part of the expo and the closing ceremonies. Very thankful to get to be a part of that. Not last year, but the last time they had it, which was in 2020. Not going this year. Not sure if I'm going to Atlantic City for the DJ Expo there. I just don't know if I'm going or not. And that's pretty much par for the course for me, because I don't really decide until usually right before, and then hit somebody up and go, yo, can I sleep on your floor for a couple nights? And that's just kind of the way I roll with that. Looking on down, we have a couple there. It should stay on most skins. I'm not sure what that is. Thank you, E-Dubs. Appreciate that. Steve Slick asked me, are my dropping frames? No, I think it has to do with I have a camera that I like because my expensive camera has a 78-degree angle, and I think it's too wide. And I got this one with a 65-degree angle, but it's not nearly as good as the other one. And it just doesn't look good. You can see that there's a lot of motion blur. I think I'm behind on my thing, and it just kind of keeps resetting itself, and I have to kind of go in and do the autofocus to bring it back. Right now I'm seeing it's lagging a bit, so next I'm just dumping this. I gave it a shot for a couple of weeks. I did a couple of Monday night shows with it, and this one I'm gonna have to go back to the other one or find something else. Like I said, I just hate the other one because it's really wide and it's annoying because you don't need to see that much of this room, and to get the focus the way that does that, I would have to back it way up, and my desk here is against the wall, so I really don't have that option. So that's what's going on with that. So any other questions? We have about 10 minutes left. Probably going to shut it off a little early tonight. Definitely taking any more questions you have about anything. Appreciate everybody tuning in, all the people watching live. If you watch it afterwards, thank you again for watching it on demand. Appreciate that. Trying to think if there's anything going on. Like I said, next week they're going to be in Vegas for the Mobile Entertainment Expo, Entertainer, whatever it's called. John and I and Dan may do a thing about the week, talk about anything in case a company does come out with something next week. Nothing's really planned, but you never know. And we'll probably talk about that. Marcelo, what's going on? If I'm saying that right, Marcelineo from Brazil. Thank you so much for tuning in. See, we get so many international viewers. I absolutely love that on this show. Like I said, when I was a kid, I couldn't even imagine getting to be a part of people's lives like this. Always wanted my own TV show, and here I am. It's not quite the same, but it is kind of the same. So, I don't know. I want to try to, like I said, part of the stuff that I'm working on is trying to make different kinds of videos and stuff like that. I've gotten some new stands and different things like that for cameras. I'm looking into some mics to do some stuff differently outside. I'm definitely, when the book comes out, it just blurped again. I just saw that. When the book comes out, I'm going to be doing a lot more on the creative side of stuff. So I'm definitely going to be expanding beyond the DJ world, talking about artwork and creativity and dancing. I'm not sure if it's out yet or not, but the latest issue of Disc Jockey News, I have an article in there called The Mind of the Mixer. If it's not out, check it out. It'll be out soon. And I kind of basically ramble on endlessly, as I like to call it, about my mindset when I'm in a crowd and mixing and reading the crowd and all that kind of stuff. I think it's a really good article. I'm proud of it, and I will be sharing it soon. Do I use any VST plugins with virtual? I do, but I can't tell you what they are because I don't remember. There's a couple in there. For those of you who know, a VST is something that it's an audio effect usually for digital audio workstations like Ableton and stuff. But virtual, the way it works, you can drag and drop those effects, and it could be a voice echo. It could be 1,000 different things that they use in that word. You can drag and drop into virtual and use it, and it will come up. I don't remember what VSTs I have. I've looked into several. One of the things I did find out that's kind of bugs me a little bit is the new version of virtual that is the 64-bit virtual won't accept 32-bit plugins like the VSTs and stuff. So I've lost a couple that I've liked back then that I can't run in the 64 because they're 32, and I've even tried using programs that bridge them into 64, and I can't get those to work either. So it is there. So I like I said, if I can remember what the VSTs are, I'd quote them to you, but I couldn't even tell you. I'm from Holland. Matthew, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in from Holland. And I want to say, can you shout out my brother Lotram for admitting? I don't know. Yeah, his brother Lotram for admitting life's not all about money. It's not all about money. You need money. Money is crucial, but if it's your focus, if it's why you do everything, you're going to get burnout and you're going to get very unhappy very quickly. And I can tell you that from jobs I've worked in the past where I make literally double what I make as a DJ right now. And I was so unhealthy mentally and physically from the stress that sometimes you have to give up a lot of money to get back a lot of health. I talk about that a little bit in the book. That could be something I could talk about on the show and my experience on that, because I've worked every kind of job you can imagine, from outdoor work on the farm where I grew up, factory work, office work, my degrees in education. I've done it all, and I've kind of found my niche, and that's what the book's about, finding my reason for why I do this stuff, and it has really changed my life a lot. So, I'm getting Virtual DJ slow to load because of sampler. Any good ideas on what takes 30 seconds to load? The whole program takes 30 seconds to load, or the songs? Because one of the things that when you start it up, if you have recurse, which basically lets it go through the songs and see what's there, that can take a while, especially if you have a really big hard drive full of music. Plus, also, it's going to slow down if you're using an external. And also, if your USB connection in the laptop is a 2.0, that's really going to slow it down. And I know guys that have 2 terabyte external hard drives that have problems, like serious problems, because they're going through a 2.0 USB plug on a 2 terabyte external. So stuff like that can seriously affect a lot. So keep an eye out on that. Lewis says, hey, do you use an external mixer that your controller is plugged into for better sound? No. I think the newer, like I said, if you buy a $500 controller and set it next to my $1,600 Rain 1 and hear the sound and the difference of the two of those, you're going to be blown the freak away. I went from the Denon 6000, which is a smaller one, to the Denon 7000, and I could not believe how much better the 7000 sounded. And then I went from the 7000 to the Rain 1, and I cannot begin to tell you how much better the sound card is in this. So that's a lot of it, is the sound card, the oldness, or how expensive it is, the components they put in it. I have no need. I run directly out of the back of this, directly into my speakers. When I do the casinos, I'm going directly out of the back of this into the casino, and everything sounds awesome. So that's something there that, depending upon your computer and different things like that, can change that output a lot. So pay attention to that, maybe if you're having some trouble with the sound. But the first thing I would tell you to do is take your computer, plug it in, find somebody that has a high-end controller, plug it into their controller, and test the sound there, and you're probably going to be really amazed by how well it sounds. Vinny asks, why does it seem at times that you have to fight a mix between both platters using Virtual DJ? Is that the computer or the software? Literally, that has to be the computer, because like I said, I DJ multiple times a week and been doing this for 10 years with Virtual, and I have zero problem, zero drift in the songs, zero everything. I mean, it is absolutely flawless. I never have a problem with that. So if there's a problem with it drifting and something going a different speed, that's definitely something within the computer. And again, I would put a lot of that on either bad cords or 2.0 outlets in a computer. So start with that first. Start with hooking it up to a different controller and see if you still have the same issue. Try it without connected to a controller too, running them both just on the computer, and see if you still get that drift. Start with that. DJ Openka, it's watching from Ghana. Thank you so much. Vinny says he's accidentally going to the Photo Expo next week. Post lots of pictures so we can see that. Program, when it load lower right corner, pops up and says that slow to load because of sampler. You might have a second program running because you can bridge Virtual with stuff, or you have some really whacked out samples in your sampler. Empty your sampler and see what it does. See if that helps. Lois, DJ Saison's talking about using an external mixer. Again, I don't. Everybody talks about that. I don't have a problem. I've never had a problem. I'd like to kind of hear what you guys are doing and how you have it set up, because there are tuning you can do both on the hardware and in the software for the mics. But if that works for you, go with it. Like I said, I don't have a problem with that. But give it a shot. It can't hurt to try things. That's for sure. Mike says, "I think you sold me on the Rain 1." It's not for everybody. If you're not into the motorized platters, it's just another controller. It does the exact same thing that every other controller does. I just like the platters. I have a lot of fun mixing with the platters. I have always liked motorized platters, but when it came to that exchange of using a controller that's lighter, the only choice for the longest time was the NS7, and the NS7 is stupidly heavy. I owned one for a short time and said, this is dumb, I'm not going to do this, and got rid of it. And now with the Rain, I absolutely love it. Have not gotten my hands on the Rev 7. A friend of mine is getting one. It's supposed to be here. He ordered both the Rev 7 and the Rev 1. The Rev 1 has arrived. I'm going to get a chance to try both of those out, and I'll definitely let you guys know how that goes here. We're almost out of time. I'm going to hit another question here from Nighthawk. I noticed when files are deleted, tags stay in the library. Is it possible to rescan so you can reset tags as a refresh instead of going through the section and deleting the actual list? Anytime you take something out of virtual, take it out of your library. Do not go outside the program to take it out of your library. Delete it from virtual and it will remove all of that. So if you have a folder of songs that you just drag and drop or press the delete button and you're not going through virtual's menu, and I'll show the menu here. I'm frozen. I just realized I'm frozen. Ha! I'm frozen. All right, so that's going to be the end of the show tonight. I'm absolutely frozen, so the deck cam's going on, so I can talk with my hands here on the deck cam. Again, I am retiring that other camera. It's done. Hit me up. I will try to do this more than once a month. So I'll try to tune in and get you guys some more questions, and I will have I'm throwing this camera out and put in another one. So with that said, thank you guys for tuning in. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. It's a crazy world out there. 2022 is a new year. Let go of the past and bravely trudge forward, trying to do the best you can. And keep your head up, because there's hope out there. I don't care what anybody tells you. Even the word hopeless has hope in it. So there you go. Until next time, take care and God bless.